Hey everyone, my name is Kurosh, and we're back at PAX West 2025. And today I'm doing a little bit of an interview with the team behind Sunderfolk. Erin, thank you for joining me today. Could you introduce yourself and what you do and just what the team is?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Erin Marek. I'm the game director at Secret Door. We have produced and launched the game Sunderfolk in April, which is a turn-based tactics RPG that's played co-op with your phones as the controller.
And so I've had a lot of fun like in the beta testing period and bringing my friends to it. But one of the first things I wanted to just hit on, you kind of hit the broad spectrum of it was like, what is Sunderfolk, and then why did you guys come to Sunderfolk as is this your first game as a studio? Why this game?
Yeah, so at a high level, Secret Door is a team underneath Dreamhaven, and Dreamhaven's kind of high level goal is to bring people together in a positive way through gaming, which we really resonate with. Secret Door was founded kind of during that COVID period, and I think we were really missing that person-to-person social interaction. A lot of us were board gamers or D&D or tabletop fans, and our groups couldn't get together because of COVID. And so we were like, how can we build a product that will actually encourage people from a video game space to want to get together in person on the couch, play week over week, kind of like you do a tabletop or a legacy board game. We also really wanted to provide an entry point. A lot of us have friends or family or loved ones that we really want to bring into the genre, but like when they see maybe like a Frosthaven or a Gloomhaven or a D&D manual, they get a bit overwhelmed or like maybe that's not for me. So the idea was that Sunderfolk could maybe be a bridge for those audiences, so that you as an experienced player could grab a friend that you really wanted to get into those spaces, play Sunderfolk with them, hopefully they fall in love with the genre, and then they'll go on to play all those other games with you. So that was kind of the intent behind the first game that we wanted to launch. And the reason that we decided to use a controller as our main scheme is that we wanted to be multiplayer and couch co-op first. You can play online, you can play solo, but we really wanted to encourage people to be able to sit on a couch together. And when you play a role-playing game or any kind of RPG, there's a lot of character management, items that you have to do stuff with, all that kind of stuff. And we didn't want to take up screen real estate, because then you're just constantly waiting for your friends to take your turn, or maybe you want to look at a rule and so somebody's pulling it up on the main screen. But the phone allows you to do that all asynchronously. So I can be looking at my deck of cards and choosing what I want to play. You can be checking out a rule. Another person can be writing a little prompt or getting a secret message. And so the phone in a lot of ways helps promote better cooperative play in person.
Great, yeah, I like to hit on what you're saying about the entry point. I've seen it both from non-gamers but also for families. It's like my friends yesterday, I was telling you about this a second ago, where I brought them over. They have a daughter who's like getting more and more into games with their parents, having loved it, and getting that chance to come in. Does that also kind of, I feel like there's that space in the gaming where the UI UX aspects of it become like you simplified, and like you said, D&D and everything becomes overwhelming. What challenges did you face when you went through that? Is there anything like you expected or was unexpected about that design approach?
Definitely, absolutely. So we went through a lot of iteration on our UX and our control scheme. One of our original versions of combat was that we had actually the entire mini map, also on the phone. Oh. So when you were taking your turn, you were mostly looking here and kind of clicking around on the map. But the problem when we first play tested that is we saw people do this like 50 million times. And we're like, oh, this is a problem. We called it head fatigue. They're getting head fatigue and they don't know where to look when. So actually our UX designer, Hasiba, she was like, okay, let me think about how I can solve this problem. And she was at home messing around with her Apple TV remote, which if you've ever seen one of those, they use like kind of this cursor paradigm. And she was like, maybe we can do that for this game as well. Okay. So we can keep the attention here whenever you're taking your turn. And that worked out really great, but there were still even iterations past that around how does that feel? How do we select a target for you that's kind of smart about where it's going and all that kind of stuff. So lots of fun in the iteration space there, and kind of learning a lot of lessons about how to use the phone appropriately. And we're still learning as the game's launched.
Yeah, and I like to hear, I've heard this through other interviews I've had, where the UX and UI, that experience is thought of almost as a secondary, but you guys had it very much in the intention at the forefront of it, which is important for something like this. Mm-hmm. I'm curious too, with us being at PAX, you guys have launched earlier this year. How has PAX been in helping get this out there? Are you learning anything here at PAX itself, or like where does it fit in the grander scheme of further supporting of Sunderfolk?
Yeah, so One of the things that's been really amazing at PAX is that we are a video game, but we're in the board game space, and we had no clue how people were gonna like receive that. They're gonna be like, "What are you doing here?" Or like, "Why aren't you a board game? Why are you here?" But actually, people have been super interested, very invested. A lot of board gamers, especially, have come over being like, "What is this?" Like, we're like, "Oh, it's a kind of like a digital board game." So the reception's been really positive. Everybody's been so kind, and we've had a ton of people demoing. One of the things that I feel like I've learned just observing is how proficient children are at picking up the UX. Like, I've seen like a lot of parents kind of be like, "What am I supposed to do?" But the kids, they just like do it innately. It's kind of amazing to be like, "Wow, I feel so old now." So that's been a really interesting learning. We've also, it's been really cool to see what characters are popular or not. We have like these character cards we're giving out. And so obviously the little lizard's a big fan for a lot of people, the pyromancer. The big berserker's another one. But the bird fans go so hard. I feel like the bird fans are like bird. So that's been really fun to see as well.
Yesterday was my first time trying with a bird, and I had a ton of fun, so I understand the love behind it. And one thing I've known you guys have been mentioning at your booth and everything has been new game modes, the one shot being an aspect of it. Is there anything else you can speak to either about that mode or future support of this game?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were kind of thinking about problem spaces that the players that have been playing our game have, one of the big things that had come up is, maybe I don't have the time to commit to a campaign, or I really want to show this to a friend, but like I don't want to commit to a new campaign because I'm already playing with another group. So we thought, what if we could just have them jump into a mission quickly and be able to play something and have a good time? It's kind of where one-shot mode came from, is we took all of the missions in our campaign and made them accessible to just kind of jump into, sets you at the right level, gives you the equipment that you need. And then with that, we were like, well, this also gives us the opportunity to build more content. So we built 4 new missions for it. One of those is a community collab. So we had our Discord channel vote on some things like, what board do you want to see? What monsters do you want to see on this map? What level should the mission be? What kind of style of mission? And we used all those constraints to try to build something that we think that they're going to like. So that's all coming out in our 1.5 update, and we're working on some other stuff behind the scenes. We did an AMA on the Nintendo subreddit, and there is a crop of a picture of some ears in case anybody wants to check that out and see maybe what's coming.
Exciting. I love to hear that. If you could say, I'm trying to be careful how I dance around this, but what are some like dream goals that you have either for this game, or do you see, I guess this is what I want to get at, is with Sunderfolk, is this the beginning of like a larger world that you want to, further, delve into, or do you want to do other projects or a mix of both, like for the team?
I think the team's passionate about all of the above. So a lot of it is contentious kind of internally, like where we should focus and what we want to do next. When we conceptualized this game and kind of the world, even in the game itself, we mentioned other locations kind of in this underground space. There's a city called Salt Shore that's like kind of, we imagine as like almost like an underground like sea with pirate animals and stuff. That's always been kind of in our vernacular, like that'd be really cool to explore. One of the things we're also really passionate about is exploring other formats for this. And so what that kind of means is, right now we have a legacy style campaign progression, but what if we had something that was maybe more replayable or endless or in that space? So we're interested in kind of diving into maybe different meta layers of progression to see if that can be fun with the combat and the control scheme.
That's exciting to hear. Is there anything you'd like to leave off on, a final message or something for people that either enjoy Sunderfolk or want to kind of like enjoy PAX as a whole?
Yeah, I just really appreciate everybody who's been super supportive, playing the game, giving us feedback, have been, really a positive community. And I hope that if you haven't played it, you'll give it a try and send us feedback as well. We love to hear from players.
Thank you so much, Erin. I appreciate it. I know this is on sale as well right now on Steam. I'm definitely going to be pushing more people to come by, but thank you for your time. It's always, for me, PAX, the thing I wanted to thank you most is PAX is this place where you can kind of connect with the people making these games and hear the passion and see that, like, it's both sides of it. Like, I know you guys see it and we want to see it too. So thank you so much for that time as well. I appreciate it.